Hi, Intune friends. So, when you need to group certain machines, like everyone who have a certain software installed, that could be good. For example, if you want to update everyone who have, in this case, it's going to be Mozilla Firefox, and you want them to add them in a Azure AD group or an Entra ID group. So you target only those if you want to push something or upgrade Mozilla Firefox on those machines. So we're going to do that in this video, and it's going to be pretty advanced, and I hope I will be able to explain it well. We're going to follow a blog post not written by me, and at the end I hope everything's going to make sense, and it's going to be pretty cool stuff. So let's say that in the old way, if we wanted to create a group, we click here on groups. We're in Intune.Microsoft. We create a new group. And we have two different types, Microsoft 365 security, both works, but this one creates like SharePoint page and a lot of stuff. So security group is fine by us. And I have this name here, GBN, devices with Mozilla Firefox installed. So that's the name of the group. And I want all devices that have Mozilla Firefox installed in this group. So if you have it assigned, you will have to add it manually. Imagine someone install Firefox tomorrow. You have to find that out and go and manually add. That's not so good. So we want it dynamic. Do we want it to add a user, dynamic user? No, devices. So devices. So how do you add it dynamically? Well, you have to use one of these query that they give. And you have to choose a property like everyone who have display name will be added to this group or something is rooted. That would be for iPhones and iPads. Is there something here showing if you have an app installed? No, you have extension attributes where you can add something. So no, finally, I don't want to do it dynamically. So we cancel that one. So that means we have to do it assigned. That's manually. And again, we didn't want to do it manually. So we're going to have it static here. But then we're going to have a script who updated it for us. So I like to put the owner, not needed. I put myself here. And members, it's going to be empty. So let's create this group here. You can call it whatever you want. Let's see if it's already been, yep, there it is. So members is empty again, but we're going to find a script. We're actually going to run a remediation script that's going to run on the machines, look if Mozilla Firefox is there, and if it is there, it's going to call a so-called webhook. We're going to see that later, and add the machine to this group. So it's decided on the clients with remediation script. And I have a lot of videos about remediation script. Click on those above, and you can see a few. So back to this one. So I mentioned a blog post. I'm going to put the link in the description. It's this one here, written by Mr. Damien van Robijs. Probably don't pronounce his name correctly. It's a very good article that I like. A bit difficult maybe to follow. So that's why this video, to make it even more clear. So read this one and look my video, and you're going to make it happen. So he have a few scripts that we need. He have a detection script, which he put it on GitHub. We're not going to use that one, the detection script, but we're going to use assign permission pretty soon, and the Runbook. And I think I say Webhook. It's actually the Runbook we're going to run later, but I mentioned it earlier. So if we go here, we need first to create an automation account in the Azure portal. So let's go to the Azure portal first. And I have here automations account. If you don't see it, probably you don't, you can click there and do all services and just start to write automate. I think I saw it there and now it disappeared. Here, automation account. I have even favorite here. So we click on this one, and I currently don't have any. And with my subscription, I'm only allowed to have one. So click create. And if you don't have a subscription and you have your own lab, you can have one for free, and you get $200 to play around with. And that's exactly what I have. So I don't have any resource groups. That's basically just mean, well, where are the resources going to be in which group and can be managed. So I create a new one. I'm going to call mine GBN for my company, and then resource groups. and I'm going to be in Europe. So that's the name. And the name here, I'm going to call it GBN, what I'm going to call it, Update Entra ID Group. Why not? And here region. If you're like me, some regions don't work. East US works fine, but I already created an account there. So, which I had to delete. So if we do Europe, can we do Europe North? Hopefully Germany North would work. We'll see. If it fails, I'll redo it. If we go next, important that it's system assigned. Then networking, we can keep the default public access. Well, system assign was default also, but if it's not. Tags are very good. I'm not going to use it. It's good if you want to find out where costs are and for other things. Let's create this one. Oh, it's not the available group. I have to take another one. Let's see. Austral list of every region is German is not available for resource group. Okay, let me go back and take, I can probably do West US also. Let's do that. So West US, let's go there. Then I maybe change the name then and call it US West or something. That's not so important. Let's try this one, same value, and create. See if that works better. It's a deployment, my resource group. It did create. So now I have this automation account. Go to resource. Excellent. We're going to go back to this one. First, we can go just to Entra ID, Microsoft Entra ID. And there, if we go under Enterprise Applications, here we have a few others that I'm going to do videos about soon also. But if we click away here and then filter on other stuff, let's remove that one too, add a new filter. If we pick filter application type and set that equals to manage identities, we should have only one. Yep, this is ours, and this is the one who will have permission, doesn't have it right now, have permission to update the Entra ID group that we created. So if we go here under security and permission, it's empty. And you see there is no way in the GUI to add this. So we will have to use script. And if we go back to the blog post, that's exactly what it says, that you need permission. So we can do it with this assign underscore permission PS. And we need to change two things. The tenant ID, that's unique for our tenant, and the name of the automation account. So if we go to the GitHub, we have the three scripts. And again, I said we will not use the detection, but we will use the assign permission. So for this one, I'm just going to steal the code. Sometimes it's dangerous to do Control A and copy here because of the formatting, but I happen to know this one works. And I'm going to open up a PowerShell ISE. I'm going to run as administrator. I'm going to paste his script here. And remember, we needed two stuff, the tenant ID and the name of the account. So the tenant ID, if we go back to Azure AD, we should be able to get that. Well, since I got this is the name of my user, so I take that one first. It's also the app, so I copy that one and put that in line 4 between the double quotation. Perfect. Now, the tenant ID. Let me see. In Azure AD, perfect. That one is, if we go Microsoft Entra ID, here you see the tenant ID, and that's unique for mine. So yours is going to be different. Same with the name, whatever you created for the identity enterprise application. But here I have my tenant ID, I have the name, and now I can run this script. So if I run this script, it's going to ask for an account who can give this. It's actually going to add, this is the scope, read all, read write, and read write directory. Okay, that's the permission that it needs. So we click run here. So now it's going to connect MS Graph. And I need to install something. We say yes to all. Yes, it's checking if the module is installed. If not, it's installing it. So not the bad error. And once it's installed, then it's going to connect to a MG graph. I thought it was MS graph. Okay. And here I have to have an account to have permission, which is me, because I have permission to give that. So you need to be an administrator who can give this permission, obviously. And the tenant ID on line 10 here is, of course, the one we have. And then it's adding this permission, and it is there now. So if we go back to our enterprise applications, I have to redo it again, remove all these, add filters, pick filter, application type, and manage identities. It's still here, our friend, but you remember when we clicked on this one and we went permission, it was empty. Well, now it have more permission. So that's good. Then we go back to the steps. So we advanced good. We have added the permission. We have created the enterprise application and the automation account. So now we need to run a runbook. So we go back to our automation account and then we go Runbooks. So let's do that. So I go back to all services. For some reason, that one isn't there. If I do automation accounts, well, I could have went to my favorites, then that would have been faster. Here is the account that we created earlier. And yeah, I don't know if this one is always expanded, but under process automation, you have Runbooks. And we have maybe 2 by default, but we have none of ours. Yeah, you get this for free. So we're going to create a Runbook. Well, we're going to need to have a name. I'll call mine GBN. Well, it has to be all together. Runbook, add long name, Entra, add to Entra ID. Very bad name, but I guess it will work. Runbook type. So we're going to use PowerShell workflow. I'm just going to verify that that's what you mentioned. Well, select only PowerShell. Let's do that then. PowerShell, and we can have different version. The new one, who's actually recommended 7.2. I'm gonna stay with the old 5.1. That's actually the one who's running here. So 5.1 works. Probably works for others. Should probably add a description. Runbook to add device into Entra ID group. And in our case, do I still have the name? I don't. We have the name. This is the name. Up. Let's copy that. Okay, that's the group that we want to add to. Let's go next. No tag. Let's create it. Oh, past validation. Got stuck there for a while. So we can click on the Runbooks here. And here we have our one. And here we're going to add the code. So we had from the article, so we are actually here, add webhook, create new webhook. No, sorry, we are here, Runbook. Then choose one PS1 file and edit Runbook and copy script content. So which script content do we need? We are already in edit mode, but we need one of the scripts from the web page, from the blog, and it's the Runbook. Here, however, I would not recommend Control A, Control C. There are some parameters that can be lost. So here I would suggest that we download it. So I'm going to download this file. We'll keep it. I trust this one. So here we have the file, and I'm going to edit it in, take something neutral like Notepad plus Notepad. Control A, Control C, and hope the formatting stays here. And we're going to add it to the Runbook here. Okay. Hopefully all is good here. So we can save this. But we are not finished. We will not publish. So this one, we need to change line 18. It wants a group ID of the group. So this one, basically, this is the core. This is going to run an update. It's going to update the group, but it needs to know which group. And we can go here, and we have the group ID actually here. But if we go to overview, we should be able to copy it. So here it's the object ID. It says group ID, but it's actually object ID. So let's copy this ID. Then we go here, and we paste that on line 18 between the double quotation. Perfect. We can save it again. Now I think we're ready to publish this. Nice script. Lot to go through to explain. Can do it in another video, but just trust that it's working. So we publish this one now. So yep, we don't have any other. Well, so this is going to be the real version. So let's see if it's been published. New, it's not published yet. Let me refresh and see if it's get published. In edit. No, it's no good if it's in edit. We need a webhook. So maybe we do that part. Yeah, let's do this. So the next part here now is to add the webhook. So go to your Runbook, and we are in edit mode even though we published that. That's no good, so we have to fix that. But for now, if you don't mess like I did, you're probably good. But we're going to fix that also. But create a new webhook. So add webhook, create a new webhook, and we can put the name. I'll call it GBN, I call it webhook. Enable, yes, it will expire. So remember that if you have this running and then after, this seems to be for pretty long time, is that 1st June? I hope so. You know what? I'll increase it to 6/6, then I'm sure it is. No, I can do calendar here. Yeah, it was the 6th June because I'm recording this as the 6th January. So when I saw the one there, well, can keep it a bit longer. I'll keep it to the 31st. Very important here is the URL. So let's copy that one, and we're going to need that one. I'll put it in here. And just in case I lose it. All right. So after creating, you can't see the URL, so be sure to copy it. I mean, it's not end of the world. You just delete it. I see here it's very specific on time when it's going to stop the work also. So now we're creating our webhook. So it's been created. So if we refresh here, do we have the webhook? Not yet. Should be there soon. Edit in portal. I'm just going to do, a space, remove a space. Ah, it understood that. Okay. I'm just going to add a space here. Save. Publish. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Now it's published. Now if we go back and refresh, yes, now it's published. I will not touch this one. I still don't have my webhook though. So let's go in here. I was pretty sure that one's going to be created. Webhooks. Still not there. I must have done something wrong. I'll add a new one. Create a new webhook. I'll call it the same as the one I used before. I keep this date. I copy this new link. And I keep it in memory for now. And let's click OK. And I have to wait create. I didn't wait create, I think, last time. Oh, we have to go to this one. My bad. And just click OK. We don't need anything. And now we can create. Okay, so I didn't create it last time. Okay, so now we have it created. I just want to be sure that I have the link. So let's go Notepad++ again and create a new one and just paste it. Okay, so this is the link that we need. Okay, so if we continue this one now, so we have added the webhook. Now we need the remediation script, and I'm not going to use the one that was given here. I'm going to use my own. So then we go to my GitHub repository, and I'm going to put the link in this video as well. So I'm going to download this file as well. Keep it, definitely trust it. Let's open this one in, we can open it in here in PowerShell ISC. So I'm just going to open it. It's in my download here. Okay, so here in this script, so this is actually the script we're going to run in Remediation script. I'm going to do a bit of recap because I understand this is not that easy to follow. But on line 9, we have the webhook URI. That's the one I copied. So let's paste this one. And I'll save this one. So now we should be able to run this manually, but we really need to do a recap. We have went through a lot of things. I'll clear this one here. So just to see, so this is the core. This script will run, and what it will be, it will put device name to environment computer name. On this machine, it's going to take this machine's machine name. Then it's going to use the webhook, the one we created, and that one have permission to update the group that we had, the Firefox one, to see who have Firefox installed. So this is just the URL for that. The actual method is here on line 16. Here it's going to do an invoke web request. It's going to use the API method post, meaning creating something. And then the URI, where it should go, well, it's this one. And the body, what should it send to here? Well, it's just going to send that device name is equal my device name. But it will only do that if it finds on the machine C program files Mozilla Firefox, firefox.exe. So for example, if we search for GB Firefox here, which doesn't exist. So if we look where does Firefox exist on this one, if I type Firefox, we right click on this one, open file location, it will go to the shortcut under programs start menu. If we right click here, open file location, here is the real location of firefox.exe under C program files, which match here. But if we search for a file who doesn't exist, which means GPN app data is to a file who doesn't exist, then when we test the path, it's going to say, hey, I don't find it, and then it's not going to add it to the group. It's only if this is true, which means it have Firefox, then it's going to update. So I'm running this, and now it should not add because I'm looking for GB Firefox. So if I run this one, we can save it, why not? It's going to say, Firefox is not found here at the GB Firefox. do not add, and this is the machine I'm on, to the group. So if we go here and look at this group here, if we look at the members, it should still be empty. Yes. But, and now we hope the webhook and everything works, if we change it to look for the real Firefox, then it should hit this when it tests the path. It should say, yes, this machine has Firefox. Then it's going to convert this body here to JSON format. And params, I see something wrong in the script. It should be GBN params. I'm going to update that in GitHub, no worries. Params, GBN body, then it should work. Well, we're about to find out. Let's run this and see if we get an error. So it found it, and it says add to group. So if we go a bit in the background here and look here, it should have been a job who ran. Oh, it's completed. Let's see. Nope, that's this is the new one. It's queued. It have not run yet. So this is the job who's running. This is the webhook, and this is what's going to send. I'm going to refresh, see it's queued. Now it started. So far nothing have happened. It's still running. See if we get an error. It completed. If we click here, see if there's errors. We got an error. Okay, I'm back. For you, it takes no time, but I started my 1:30, and now 3 hours later, it actually worked, and I didn't do any changes. So it seems that from that you set this up, you have to wait a bit. So if you follow along, just wait 3 hours, do something else, then come back and test. Okay, so the whole thing is, this is a static group, but we want the machines themselves to update. So if we run the script again, our friend who's going to be our remediation script also, so let's not forget to add that. But if we run it manually now to see that it works, so let's say we run this on this machine, it's going to look, does this exist, the Firefox? Oh, it does exist. Okay, cool. If it exists, then we want to add it to the Entra ID group, and we do that with this invoke web request who go to this webhook URL and then take the computer name, which is saved here, and add it in the body and send that with this hook and then add it to the group. Let's run it. I'll clear here so it becomes more visible. So we run. It says, oh, Firefox is found here. Let's add to the group. So if we now go here and do a little refresh, it should have come a new job. Yep, it's been queued. And it haven't started yet. So it's ready to run. So far, nothing been added. Now it's actually started. And it started. It's still running. It can take a few seconds. I'll refresh a few times. It's only good if it says completed too. Even though it says completed, it actually failed for me until this time. So I needed to wait a bit, be patient. Still refreshing, still running. That's a good sign. It's doing stuff. Well, hopefully adding our machine to the Entra ID group. Still running, taking its sweet time. Here it's completed. So let's hope this time there is no error. There is no error. And the output, well, it's 204, that's success. So hopefully now, if I refresh here, there should be this. It is. So this is working. Now, the only thing left would probably be to just add this one. Have we saved this one? We have. We saved it. Oh, we still have this one in download. That's fine. So I want this to run on all my machines. So now we go to intune.microsoft.com, devices, and let's do a remediation script. And we have a few. So again, I have a lot of videos on the remediation script. I love remediation script. One of my favorite features of Intune. Autopilot is maybe cooler. So let's call this one adding devices that has Firefox installed to. I have so the scripting name. Do we have the group here somewhere? We don't. I'm lazy. Let's. Where do we have it? Don't tell me I have to open a new tab. Let me open a new tab. Let's move away this one. And I just want to go to group and put the correct name. That's the name. So I'm going to copy. Oh, I can copy it here. Copy. And not really needed. But then, and I do a Control A, Control C. It's so good it can be description also. I'm the publisher. It's going to be the first version. Next. Detection script. We can run it as detection and we don't need any remediation. We just want to run this one, but on a schedule, which makes me want it to maybe exit code. So we can give it an exit code. So we can give exit 0, which is success, because if it's added, it's good. Hopefully it works also. If it's none, we put exit 0 also. So I save it like that. And my favorite one, this one gonna be a UTF-8 boom. Let me copy this one. Or no, let me open up this one in Notepad++ to clean that. So in download, if we right click this one, open with, don't we have Notepad++? We do. Let's do edit with Notepad++. So if we look encoding here, it says UTF-8. Okay. Usually it says UTF-8 boom. Okay, all was good. Ignore me. So we can continue where we were. We browse the script. It's this one. Usually you have some garbage character if you have the UTF-8 boom. Fun that they fixed that. And this is the only one required. Remediation script is super cool, but we don't need that. And the remediation script only runs if this script exit with 1, and it's not going to do that. I mean, we could, well, we're going to get the right host. So yeah, that's pretty good. We go next. I don't add any scope tags, assignments. I want this for all, but I'm actually just going to choose all my Windows devices. This is just going to work on Windows devices anyway. How often? I want to run this maybe hourly, every 6 hours. It's going to run 4 times. It's maybe too often, but I want this group to add quickly. So 6 hours after someone have installed, this is going to run. Okay, to not have to wait, so I'll have to remove the members so we can test that it works also from remediation script. So let's remove this one and verify that works. So it's empty. Now it's empty. Then we can go devices, all devices. This is the one I want. And let's run our friend run remediation so we don't have to wait the 6 hours. The video is long enough. So this is the one we want to run. So we run this one on command this time. So let's see. Shouldn't take so long time. It says pending. I'll just go there and go back and see if status have changed. Still pending. Well, see, this is 4:40. We'll see how long time it takes. I post the video and come back when it have run. Oh, didn't have to wait a long time. I just refreshed and it has completed. Completed, we know what that means. That maybe means the Runbook have started. So we'll see. But maybe that one have completed also. Oh, no, it's running. So that just means it have kicked off. It doesn't mean this one have run yet. But now even this one have completed. Just verify no errors. Seems good. So now if we refresh No, the group. I'm out of the group. I'm out of the group. Let's go back to the group. All groups. So we should be back here now. There it is. If we look members, look who's back. So pretty cool, right? Pretty advanced also. So thanks again to our friend Damien who created this. I hope this video helps. Let's do a quick recap what we did. So we created this group and we needed the object ID. Then we went to Azure portal and we went to Automation Accounts. We created an account, which I had a bit of problem with. I needed a new location. And when we get this one, the account, we need to give permission for this account. And we couldn't do it in the GUI. So if we go out to Microsoft Entra ID and then go to Enterprise Applications, have to clear this again, add filter, pick filter application type, and put this manage identity. Here it is. This one have no permission out of the box. Now we added permission, so we can't run it from the GUI. We had to run a PowerShell script to add it, and it was provided by Damien here. So it's this one, assign permission. It just needed the group, the name of the enterprise app, which mine was this, and it also needed the tenant ID, which you find here as also on the overview. So we run that. Once we have the right permission, we needed to create playbook, runbook. I always say playbook. It's a runbook. And we did that in, if we go back home, and I have favorite this one, but automation account. So this one show up here, but we needed to add a runbook. So we added a runbook. It's loading here. Yeah, this one. Oh, mine is in edit mode for some reason, but it's definitely working. And we added, well, we can look at it. We added again the code that comes from here, the runbook. And there we just needed to add the target group ID. That's actually the object ID of the Entra ID group. Then in this runbook, we needed to create a webhook after we have published the runbook. And the webhook get a URL that you only see once and then it disappears. So be sure to register that one. And with that webhook, we created another script, this one, which you can download from my GitHub. Is that my GitHub? No, here is mine. And link are in the video. And what this one we had to add was the webhook, the URL that I mentioned disappear. We add that here, we run it. If you don't want to do one for Firefox, you just change the path here or change the logic if you want to look for a register key or something else, but you want all to have that put into the group. And then you have to modify a bit. But if that's true, if it finds in the path, then it run this webhook who add the computer name. Which computer name? Well, the local computer name. And how do we run it? Well, we run it from Intune, and we did it. Oh, I was at a good place. A remediation script. Let's see. Add device here. So one flaw in this is that if someone removes Firefox, there is no logic to remove them from the group. So that could be another video. This one starts to be long. That would probably be a separate script, or actually the same script. So if it doesn't have, but it would be another runbook. and another webhook. So if it's not there, it run another script to remove it from the group. So, and the big win to have this group with Mozilla Firefox, if you want to target a policy or an update, you can target only those who have a Firefox. And this is just an example. You can probably find a lot of other software. So both difficult video maybe to follow, but there is documentation in this blog and this video. So together you have everything you need to make it happen. I see it very useful. This could be done with MS Graph and API also, but this is a pretty nice way where the client themselves add them through the script. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.